I get a lot of people pretty angry when I say that I don't believe in the current cosmology that is being projected by mainstream science. And by cosmology, I mean the field of study that brings together the natural sciences, particularly astronomy and physics, in a joint effort to understand the physical universe as a unified whole. This is exactly what I do not believe in. I don't believe that we're chasing the sun 500,000 miles an hour, 4.5 billion miles a year. I don't think that we're orbiting at 66,616 miles an hour on average, and I don't think we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour at all. For those people that can't wrap their head around why I can't believe in this nonsense, here's a video of a theoretical physicist explaining exactly why I cannot believe in this cosmology.
Is a crisis in cosmology. Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10, we call that horrible. We say something's wrong with the theory. We're off by a factor of 10. However, in cosmology, we're off by a factor of 10 to the 120. That is 1 with 120 zeros after it. This is the largest mismatch between theory and experiment in the history of science.
I think Nikola Tesla put this best, to be honest. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Me personally, I think that all of the people believing in this cosmology with absolutely no evidence of curvature and no evidence that we're spinning, check out the Michelson-Morley experiment, they proved that, and then we have experiments today that were 100 times more sensitive that cannot detect the orbit around the sun, that it's supposed to be 66,616 miles an hour. But no one has a problem with this. These were all quotes that came about after the Michelson-Morley experiment. I know you guys can't see the very top one, but I can read it. We do not have and cannot have any means of discovering whether or not we are carried along in a uniform motion of translation. The failure of the many attempts to measure terrestrially any effects of the Earth's motion, there was just one alternative. The Earth's true velocity through space might have been nil. Briefly, everything occurs as if the Earth were at rest. It's like the Earth is at rest and we don't have to assume the opposite, that the Earth is just orbiting around the sun, but we can't detect it. That doesn't sound like science at all. Shout out Wits It Gets It on YouTube for all these quotes. Legendary guy. Since then, I have come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment. And then he goes on to say, though the Earth is spinning around the sun. He's basically saying, I believe the Earth is spinning around the sun, but nobody can prove it. And that, my friends, is why I don't believe in current cosmology, and I actually think that the Earth is flat, stationary, and all the luminaries rotate above us.